Nagazora City. There are many people coming and going. A person holding a donation box is giving a speech on the street. Everyone, if we don't join hands, we can't win or defeat this force, as has been made clear by recent events. If we can unite around our directors for the future of humanity, please support our business. The light turned green, and the high-pitched voice of the speech was like tiny bubbles, dispersed by the waves of passing office workers. The same thing happened over and over again. The man reached out and shook the hand of everyone who passed in front of him. Hello, please tell me your story. The man was still in the middle of speaking when he shook off his grip. The person whose hand was being held looked at the man, wondering what was going on. Excuse me. I apologize for suddenly stopping you. However, for the sake of a bright and shining future for all mankind, each and every citizen has a duty to take action. That is why, even if it may be rude, I must convey this message. Is this what you want? Huh? The woman in a suit pointed to the donation box the man was holding. Is this it? That... As the man stared in shock, the woman put the note into the donation box, as if throwing it away. I'd like to change. The woman started walking again, disappearing into the crowd like a speck of bubble, out of the man's sight. The man had been standing there in silence since the woman's back disappeared from view, and after a while he finally let out an angry cry. I wasn't begging! The sound of people's footsteps and happy conversation, the hum of the air conditioner's outdoor unit, the sound of automatic doors opening, the cries of cicadas and children, the sound of a convenience store microwave, the sounds of sighs, uncontrollable laughter, coughing, fans turning, car horns, engines, trees rustling in the winds. This is the sound of my hometown, Nagazora City. All these different sounds are played loudly and magnificently, according to one unified melody, giving those who hear it a feeling of greatness that cannot be expressed in words. Festive music blared from brightly painted balloons, flyers fell, and the whole town trembled with joy from every corner, and people felt constantly connected to its greatness. Victory! 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 Hello? Yes, I have arrived in Nagazora City. It's the biggest victory of all time. Even going back billions of years, it's a victory for all of humanity. Is it the time? No, the plane ticket arranged for the organization is for this arrival time, and I haven't found a hotel yet. The hard days are over. Songs of victory are being sung, and people are drunk with fine wine. This is all thanks to the Human United Organization, which led us to victory. Yes, I'm sorry, it was all beyond my control. They were celebrating the end of hardship, celebrating the absence of sorrow, celebrating the absence of enemies, celebrating the days gone by. It's all my fault, I'll get a ticket and go back to New York right away. The woman ran off at full speed, pressing the speakerphone to her ear as she heard her boss's scolding. Leaflets advertising the victory of the Human United Organization flew around like a flurry of roses at a triumphal procession. The woman turned back the way she came before the light changed, looking like a musical note going backwards. Before leaving Nagazora City, the woman opened the electronic documents again and looked at the photo of the girl. Her face looked a little relaxed as she looked at the photo. The girl in the photo had left Nagazora City about half a day earlier, and she had accidentally missed the woman. Beneath the face in the photograph was a name, Uraji Kyusho. She shook her head and slid off into another wave of people. At this time, 2 years had already passed since the defeat of the Coordinator of Will. New York. A certain hotel. Splash. As I washed my face, the water felt freezing cold, a cold that almost reminded me of death. Thinking back, I felt something similar during the war. Her lower stomach tightened, her skin became taut, and her body felt ice cold. Death, sacrifice, separation. In an instant, I slipped into the deepest recesses of my memory. Damn it, what on earth was I thinking? It's like I'm not myself. A savior should not be depressed by something like this. She quickly cut the thoughts off. Then she looked at herself in a mirror and gave a bright smile. Phew, I feel much better after washing my face. This must be the water from the holy springs that springs from the summit of the star cluster. Surely it is a tribute to the savior. Ding dong. Who is it? With droplets of water still on her face, Kisho left the bathroom and came to the front door, stepping over the suitcase that was spread out on the floor. When I opened the door, a woman in a suit was standing there. I am a subordinate executive of the Human United Organization Sunshine Companion Post-War Special Personnel Placement Project, Junior Executive of the Human United Organization, Ichika. She raised her work ID towards Kisho, but before that, Kisho had already noticed the badge on her chest. In the next period of time, I will be responsible for connecting you with the Human United Organization. Resettlement program. My parents seem to have mentioned that program, which can pay for college tuition. Yes, the post-war allowance you received was the highest one. So you are the staff of this project. Oh, I thought it was a sales advertisement. Can I come in and talk? That's okay. Ichika nodded, bowed to Raja Kisho, put on shoe covers, and walked into the room from outside. As soon as she entered the room, she turned the United Organization emblem on her chest. What does this do? This is the Human United Organization Micro Execution Recorder. From now on, all our conversations will be recorded by it. Does it need to be so formal? This is a necessary procedure. Forget it, just use it. Well, the next question that needs to be answered for the resettlement project is... Raja Kisho, why did you leave Nagazora City, where you live, yesterday and came to New York, where the headquarters of the Human United Organization is located? Especially at this sensitive time. Sensitive time? Anyway, this was just my freedom of action. In the resettlement project agreement, you must state the destination and reason for each long-distance trip. This is noted on the second subclause of Article 12 of Chapter 3 of the agreement. The breach of contract rules chapter of the agreement also states that if the terms of the agreement are violated, different amounts of allowances will be deducted depending on the degree of the breach. Wait, let me check. That actually exists. This agreement is over 100 pages long. Who can remember such a subtle point? There's nothing I can do. A deal is a deal, just like a job is a job. Please explain this trip. Why don't you continue? Never mind. Well, I have no other reason to come to the headquarters city. It's just that the school is about to start, and before going to college, I wanted to leave some good memories, so I hope to travel. Besides, Sirin, Yusring, and the others are here, and I can also come and see my old friends. How about it? This reason is sufficient? Ichika lowered her head, and the badge recorder on her chest emitted a light blue light, which disappeared after a while. Well, it looks like this reason has been passed. In short, in the next 3 days, Mr. Raja Kisho, you can carry out small-scale activities here, but you must be careful not to violate the other terms of the agreement. In addition, in order to avoid unnecessary misunderstandings and dangers in your subsequent activities, I will serve as a special agent of the Human United Organization to closely protect your safety for these 3 days. You may think that it is impossible for an ordinary person like me to protect you, but this is what is written in the work manual. Please understand. Protect? That's more like surveillance. You just need to understand it. Okay, then you can protect me. But even if I wanted close protection, where can you live? This small room of mine can't accommodate you, right? Don't worry. The Human United Organization is a modern functioning organization, and I've booked a room next door. She bowed to Raja Kyusho, but not at the standard bowing angle. Please allow me to leave first. I have other things to deal with. In short, in the next 3 days, no matter what activities you have planned, please inform me in advance to avoid violating the agreement and causing losses. Just think of me as a shadow, and I hope you can support my work. After saying that, Ichika turned around and left the room, closing Kyusho's door before leaving. That woman... Kyusho looked in the direction she left and sighed. There's the resettlement project and so on. Why are there so many things suddenly? As I sighed, the earphones beside me rang. It was a familiar number. Hello, Sirin? Yes, I'm already in New York. Want to go to the comic convention together? Okay. This savior will definitely show the appearance of Uraji Kyusho.
轮到本小姐表演了。锵锵，绝对会胜利的。请问需要治疗吗？不许杀害病人，只能使用生化武器。不许杀害病人。你们就不怕痛吗？拒绝掉了。我想要相信，救死扶伤是最高尚、最神圣的事业。
The next day, Uraji Kyusho packed her luggage and prepared to set off. Ichika looked at her. A cheering stick, a handbag. Okay, everything is ready. Comic convention, I'm coming! It's so hot. Hey Ichika, why do you look so bad? Please don't use such an intimate name. It has nothing to do with that. I just think it's too troublesome to call you by your full name. Judging from your expression, you don't want me to go to the comic convention? Well, comic exhibitions and the like, although I can understand that they can cultivate the sentiments of young people and enhance the friendships among peers, but at the height of the storm, doing such a thing, even if I agree, the officials of the resettlement project... You clearly said that you only need to report the purpose of the operation in advance, but now you can come to complain so much? In the final analysis, you still want to control me and make me unable to move. This is not me... Never mind, there's no point in getting angry with you. Hey Ichika, I'm going to the comic convention to meet Siri now. No matter what, we have to go today. You choose to get in the car with me or stay here? Oh, I understand. This is how work works. I have a driver's license and my car is parked downstairs. Let me drive. A huge banner was hung above the park with the words Okai Show, written from left to right, shining brightly in the sun. This is a large-scale comic exhibition with a theme of commemorating humanity's fight in the Honkai and paying tribute to the heroes who saved humanity. Even at the entrance, you can see a lot of strange actors and actresses. Of course, the people they are cosplaying can be seen at a glance. Kiana, Mei, Yusring. Oh, there is also a cosplay of the Savior, and it seems that there are the largest number of them. But in addition, To the cosplay of Onkai, there are also other characters, such as Iris in 9 Days and Nights, and Constantine in The Castle of Eternal Night, and what is that? Okay. Oh yes, I remember now, it's Crafartira from Star Islands. Rajakusho watched the many cosplayers enter with great excitement, while Ichika on the side seemed bored. Rajakusho, please allow me to ask a question. Don't you feel that is not solemn enough? Why? Just, you went through a long battle, faced dangers many times, and finally drove away the Honkai and saved humanity. But now that you have become the object of cosplay, do you feel that it's not dignified enough? You should know, right? In the mainstream propaganda context, you, Rajakusho, Kiana Kaslana, Raiden Mei, and the others, they're not really heroes. The main credits went to the Human United organization for its good guidance and coordination. The real heroes were extremely careful about their privacy and safety. Some people even kept their names and photos a secret. That is the department downstairs from my workstation that is especially responsible for deleting those video materials. It sounds like it's full of decadence of the old times. Besides, solemn not yours something, when I was fighting Honkai I actually didn't feel solemn at all. It was a battlefield full of weirdness and deviations. However, thinking about the happiness of the past, the happiness of my companions, and the happiness of all other human beings, I finally arrived at this moment. Whether it is solemn or not is irrelevant. Seeing everyone's smiling faces at the entrance, I think this is the most meaningful thing. As a savior, I will only fight to protect everyone's happiness, not for a world where everyone has a stern face. Even if the people you saved don't entirely see you as heroes? What are you talking about? Isn't this place and time, this conference venue, their response? As she walked towards the entrance, Sirin was standing there, waving at her. Here, Lord Kisho! Ichika followed the Rajakusho thoughtfully, watching her and Sirin meet. There were no other words, but... solemnity or not matter? So light-hearted. Is this the thought process of a real hero? In the park, the comic exhibition is being held in full swing. Right on the stage and at the center of this park, the host was talking with saliva flying. Here is the highlight of this Onkai show. Kyusho cosplay contest. Everyone knows it, Hiraji Kyusho is one of the heroes who truly saved mankind. Her appearance is very recognizable. Trio of bandages, a windbreaker, long purple hair. I believe everyone is familiar with his features. It's like I'm standing on stage and looking down, and I can see a large area of Kyusho, among which there are many excellent cosplayers. Just as this one here, this one there. Oh, by the way, there's also the cosplayer outside of the crowd. The Syrian beside her is almost exactly the same as the real person. But who are the people accompanying them cosplaying? Could it be the unpopular character from the Onkai War? Hey, Lord Kisho, the host seems to be talking about us? That's right. Kyusho cosplay contest. There is actually such a competition. Haha. This savior has to give it a try now. If Lord Kyusho were to participate, there would be no suspense in this competition. The first prize is already in the hands of this savior. Wait a moment. What else? Since we're at the convention, can't we just join a little competition? Although it's a small event, I still need to report it. And please don't say anything about connecting with people. Ichika stroked the badge recorder on her chest and tapped something quickly, but the figure of Uraji Kyusho had already stepped onto the stage. Okay, you just report first. I'm going to participate in the competition. Let's go, Sirin! Alright, Lord Kyusho. Wait! Congratulations to contestant number 25 for winning the second place in this Kyusho cosplay contest. This is your prize. Please keep it. Wait, did I only get second place? Well, unfortunately, although your makeup and dress are already infinitely close to Rajakusho, there is still a key detail missing. Detail? What detail? Oh well. Let's let the first place winner of this competition, contestant number 7, demonstrate it. The level of effort you put into the cosplay is first rate among ordinary people, almost approaching that of the savior. But unfortunately, you don't have the middle school temperament of the savior at all. As the savior Kyusho, you have to burn your middle school soul all the time. Just watch out. This is the savior's great universe netherworld spiral kill. What? I'm not like that! And it's so embarrassing to watch others perform this kind of performance in front of me. Okay, finally everyone in the audience, please join me. Super Spiral Underworld Adatsuki Flame Dragon Break. Thank you everyone. Oh, Lord Kyusho, I didn't win the first place in... You didn't win the first place in the Lord Kyusho cosplay contest. Something must have gone wrong. I want to find the organizer to argue with him. Forget it, forget it. This kind of cosplay competition is just a collection of stereotypes. And the savior doesn't care. But is this the image of me as a savior in everyone's mind? I'm a little concerned. Lord Kyusho is Lord Kyusho. You don't have to care about what kind of image you have in other people's minds. To me, Lord Kyusho has always been a hero who follows her own heart instead of other people's opinions. You're right. There seems to be some game competition being held on the stage over there. Let's go and take a look. Please wait for a moment. I know, it's time to report again. Just help me deal with it. Seeing Rajakusho running away with Sirin excitedly, Ichika sighed helplessly and followed them again. Time passes by. Inside the Yokai Show venue, Rajakusho and Sirin seem to have endless energy. No matter how much they walk around, they'll never get bored and will linger at one stall after another. Only Ichika, although she tried her best to stay alert, she was exhausted to the point of sleepiness, both physically and mentally. Those two people, won't they get tired? In order to recover her strength, Ichika chose a nearby location with a wide view, sat on a bench, and monitored the girls from more than 10 meters away. But if you think about it carefully, it should be so. After all, there are warriors who can fight against Honkai and possess extraordinary powers. If the world is a drama, they are the protagonists on the stage. Ichika suddenly felt a little dizzy. Is it because I ran too long today? Huh? Heard the girl's voice and it sounded very familiar. Ichika turned her head. Rajakusho, you have already... No, I understood the moment I asked the question that the girl was not a Kyusho cosplayer, even though her clothes and appearance seemed very similar to Kyusho. And I was called that again, Rajakusho. There was a visible disappointment in the girl's eyes and she sighed. I know. It's Kyla Fairmont, right? I'm so touched, you're the first one to recognize the character I cosplayed at this comic convention today. Because the clothes she wears are very similar to those of Rajakusho, and his work is very unpopular, I'm always mistaken for the Kyusho cosplayer. Yeah, it's nothing. Oh yes, then who are you? What game is this character? I can't recognize them. She looks like a hero from a competitive game. No. I'm not a hero. I'm just an office worker. I see. After saying that, Ichika left the bench and the girl and walked towards Rajakusho and Sirin. The day at the comic convention ended here. Ichika drove Kyusho and Sirin away from the comic exhibition. The girls sitting in the back seat of the car were talking happily. Oh, that matching Honkai Beast game is really good. Although it's a game, it feels more like interesting than fighting Honkai Beast in real life. Next time I can play with Lord Kisho again. That's okay, and the superhero show was also quite fun. At the Human United Organization Parliament Theater made me laugh so hard that my stomach hurt. The girls in the backseat of the car were laughing and making noises while Ichika was driving quietly. However, unexpectedly it was mentioned. Ichika, did you encounter anything interesting in the Honkai show today? Ichika still felt a little comfortable with being called by her first name, which makes her feel that work and life are mixed up. Ichika didn't want her life to be tainted by work, but she guessed that even if she asked the other party to change, there would be nothing she could do as a small employee. Moreover, the softening attitude of the target of the mission can also facilitate the better completion of this 3-day protection surveillance mission. It only takes 3 more days, and after 3 days, the general meeting of the Human United Organization will be over. Until now, I have no other talent except patience, so I'll let this talent continue to shine. Thinking about these things, Ichika did not resist the title that was given by Kyusho. There was nothing fun about it. I am past the age of imagining who I could be, or believing who I could be. Even though that's what you said, I also saw you chatting enthusiastically with a girl in the corner of the comic convention. I really didn't realize... Actually, you do like it very much, right? You really like it, right? Until the end, the question of Uraja Kyusho was not answered. After sending both of them back to their residence, Ichika did not return to her room. She went downstairs and returned to the driver's seat. The phone rang. It was a cold male voice. Now come to the headquarters and report the progress of the mission. I see. The car starts.
"轮到本小姐表演了。Locked and loaded, let's rock！ 伤口治好啦，你们就不怕痛吗？哦，不许伤害病人，感觉越来越顺手啦。是绘本中的怪物，只能使用生化武器了。只能使用生化武器了。Locked and loaded。啊！一点小伤，不碍事啦。可恶 ！Let's rock！ 小意思，小意思。我可是未来最强的女武神。
The headquarters office of the Human United Organization, 127th floor. Bang. First drum beat was a crisp sound of a coffee cup flying past my ear and hitting the wall behind me. The following melody is a solo opera played by the boss's chattering mouth. Shame! This is a shame for our resettlement project special working group. Letting the target come to New York without any warning is a mistake that is worth reviewing for 3 consecutive months. This shame was caused by you, Ichika. If it weren't for your neglect of work, this wouldn't have happened. Do you know how many senior officials of the Human United Organization and senior members of the Parliament were unable to sleep at night after Kyusho came to New York? It would only take her 7 days, no, 7 hours to raise the most important command center for all mankind to the ground. Don't treat her like a high school student. She's a monster of 1,000 times more dangerous than a fission bomb. You need to take it more seriously. The boss's mouth was sometimes louder and sometimes softer. Sometimes it was a continuous low note. Sometimes it was a harsh and intense high note. Ichika stood there, head lowered, listening to the lecture quietly. How long will it take for this performing artist to have enough fun? Being tired. Work is like this, and it won't change if you move somewhere else. Although several years have passed, I still haven't adapted. As expected, am I, the defective product? Ichika's eyes were focused on the green ivy in front of her desk. The bright green leaves were swaying slightly in the cool air of the air conditioner. Well, you're right. I'll handle these more appropriately later. Well, that's good for you to know. It seemed that the big boss in the next room was satisfied with what he heard. The performer cleared his throat and officially finished his work. You have to understand that the headquarters of the Human United Organization is a place where elites gather. It is an organization that leads human progress. If you want to continue working here, you will be fired even if you're not good enough. Let alone make mistakes. However, in the process of getting along with Kyusho, you have successfully narrowed the distance between you. In this regard, you have followed my instructions well. You need to make further progress. The Human United Organization conference is being held these days, and special objects like Kyusho have a very high influence on the outcome of the conference. She said she didn't like someone, but she didn't mean it. However, it caused a huge international shock. Continue to maintain a good relationship with her. Let her not express bad opinions about the Human United Organization during this period. As long as you can do this, both you and I will be more valued by the headquarters. Understand? Understood. I can't hear you. Got it. I'll definitely continue to study your instructions and strive to do my best. Ichika heard her own body shouting like this. Very good. Go back to continue to protect Uraji Kyusho. Remember to be vigilant during the operation. The people in Geneva are very honest now, but you never know what tricks they might play. If you find any relevant situation, report it immediately. Yes. Pick up the broken pieces of the cup. Yes. The elevator went straight down from the 127th floor, stopping from time to time at the intermediate floors. Ichika stood in the corner of the elevator, watching other headquarters elites in suits and ties going in and out of the elevator. Although they were very different people, they all had similar complacency and anxiety on their faces. The elevator's ceiling lights cast light down, covering their faces with an elusive mask. Ichika sometimes wondered if she also had a mask on her face. I'm so tired. I'll just hold on a little longer, then I can go back to the hotel and sleep. As I was thinking this, after riding for 5 minutes, the elevator finally descended to the first floor. The tall glass sensor doors reflects the light of the setting sun, covering a large area of the floor in front of the hall. Just behind the light, the front desk was illuminated by artificial light, and a figure in a receptionist uniform was busy there. It was someone I knew. Ah. Mihanen. Are you on duty today too? Yes, my senior asked me to cover for a day, so my rare days off were ruined. Oh, I originally wanted to meet my blind date. Haven't you seen them before? Ah, you mean the one before. That one is over. Although he pretended to be very powerful, I secretly checked his property certificate and found that both house and a car were rented. How is it? Your partner's pretty good, isn't he? Is a spy or something? These days, finding a suitable marriage partner is something you should not take lightly. My family also said that if there is no news, they'll find me someone of equal status. Is that so? But if it's Ichika, these things must be easy, right? Actually, I'm not that great. Don't be too modest. How was it? You have any favorites now? I haven't thought about that kind of thing. I get it. Does Ichika want to climb to a very high position and then flirt with the young boys who have just entered the industry in the tone of an older sister? Speaking of which, I do know a fortune-telling website that is particularly effective. It is said that it can perfectly predict future marriages. Would you like to try it? The person who talked to Ichika was called Muhanin from Shenzhou. She had been an exchange student in Ichika's school for a year. Never mind, I still have a job. Hero placement or something. Hey, is it the Sunshine Companion project? You know that too? Of course I know. The front desk is rough and well informed. I heard that this World Hero Resettlement project is a thankless task. Although the headquarters issued the order, the directors who received the task would not let their trusted people go, but let some people they dislike carry out the task. In this way, if it's someone to blame, you can pass it on, and if it's a credit, you can keep it for yourself, and there will be no loss either way. Ichika, you... Well, that's true. I'm not very popular among the leaders. Well, actually, it's hard to say. I heard that Dr. Yusring is pretty easy to get along with. The only real difficult ones are those young people headed by Kyusho. It is Kyusho. Thanks for the information. I understand my situation better now. But... anyways, work is always like this. When I returned to the hotel room, the air was extremely hot and stuffy. For some reason, the air conditioner didn't cool the room at all. It just blew out air that made people irritated. I'm tired, but unable to fall asleep. I can only pin my hopes of a good night's sleep on white noise. The TV is on broadcasting the latest news. The news anchor voice is irritating. Recently, earthquakes and tsunamis have occurred frequently around the world. According to expert analysis, this may be a precursor of some new type of geological activity. Turbulence is brewing in countries around the world. Let us wait and see whether the Human United Organization can resolve the disputes at this conference. The world tour of the so-called Queen of Pop, Amy, has been postponed again. According to the insider information, the postponement is related to the civil unrest in the country. Amy is a rare all-round musician. The folk, rock, and even ACG songs she sang were all popular. Recently, the missing United Fleet number 5 finally reappeared. The area where they disappeared is located in east longitude. There is not a single piece of good news. Just like my mood at this moment. The TV signal was turned off. At this moment, the phone suddenly rang. It was a very familiar number. When I picked it up, I felt a heaviness in my stomach. Hello, Ichika! How is your work lately? There is a lot to say. I want to complain, but in the end, there was only one sentence. There's been no problem, Mom? That's good. Ichika, the Human United Organization is a place to train elites. You must work hard in there. The employment situation has been bad in recent years. The neighbor's child has been resting at home for half a year. A good child is about to become a useless person. Their parents even came to ask me for help, saying that they hope you can find a job for their child. But don't worry, I've avoided this matter. Thank you, Mom. Oh, what's the point of saying thank you or not? You are going to work hard to rise in the Human United Organization, and you can't be tarnished at this time. Although I've never been an official, I also understand this common sense. If you can become a leader in the future, it will be okay to do some other things, but at a time like this, you still have to work hard to make progress. By the way, Ichika, how is your relationship with your leader? Well, nothing special. Well, you have to improve your relationship. Remember to be more attentive to your leader. Smile more and rush to do whatever he wants. This is the only way to make progress, do you understand? I know your personality, you don't like this kind of thing, but you think about it. You studied so hard from middle school to university. Our parents raised you so hard and you are where you are today. None of this comes easy. You have to learn to be more realistic and smarter. I know. Although what ma'am said is cheesy, I hope you can listen to it. By the way, do you have a lover now? No. It can be found now. When you were my age, you would have had children. However, when looking for a partner, remember to pay attention to the other person's family and personal situation. Of course, I'm not saying that you must marry a high-ranking official or a rich man. The most important thing is character. But at least you should marry someone whose family is above the middle class level. Otherwise, your future will be very difficult. Ichika, did you hear these words? You may find these words annoying, but these are all very realistic issues. Sooner or later, you will have to understand them. I hope you can think about them carefully. Okay, you're still busy with work. I won't disturb you. There was a busy tone on the other end of the line. Ichika held her cell phone in one hand and stared at the turned-off TV screen with an expressionless face. The memory of communicating with Muhain replayed in my mind. Marriage. Dating, getting married, having kids, watching them grow up, till her teeth become loose and skin becomes wrinkled. I imagined such a scene, but it didn't feel real at all, nor could I get any emotions related to happiness from that imagination. However, in the foreseeable future, I might end up on this path. No matter what, my family always stood not too far away, looking at me with expectant eyes, or rather, pushing me. It's all for your own good. But maybe I can actually find happiness from this. I can live on as a normal adult with a blank expression. Turn off the lights. I went to turn off the lights and nearly fell. It turned out that I was stripped by my umbrella. The umbrella was not a folding umbrella, but a long umbrella. When the umbrella cloth was folded up, it looked like a long knife. And the handle was also like a knife handle. There was also a knife mark engraved crookedly on it, since Muhain was in the first grade of junior high school. Why didn't you throw away this awkward umbrella? It would only trip you. Ichika felt that she was waiting for it to break down. It's not a magical weapon, it's just an ordinary industrial product and it will break down one day. Yes, then throw it away. Ichika muttered to herself and turned off the lights.